Hey everybody, this is As the Crow Flies Hiking. I wanted to do a short video. First, let me thank everybody who subscribed to the channel over the past couple of months. I appreciate you subscribing and being involved in this. I've been thinking a lot about what video to do next, and I thought about this and wanted to talk to you about socks. Yeah, not really the coolest of topics, but I believe that socks are the meaning of life for hikers, essentially. I was watching the movie, why I started thinking about doing this video was I was watching the movie Forrest Gump the other day, and there's the scene where Forrest and Bubba meet Lieutenant Dan for the first time, and they come into Vietnam, and he says the key to a live grunt, meaning a new soldier in Vietnam, and a dead grunt is socks. He said 2 pairs, cushion sole, OD green, whatever that means. But that started me thinking about it, how socks are essential and it's important to have socks. So I'm not the expert that probably some people are. I watched several videos about socks and on the Appalachian Trail in various places. So what I'm going to give you basically is what I do. I don't know if it's the best. I can say that really the first socks that I ever really got for hiking was a very thick smart wool sock. I'm sure Zeus thinks it smells bad, but it doesn't. I mean, it's just seen a lot of wear. In fact, there's a hole in the top of that smart wool there. But I really like these socks. They've really thinned out over time. But then I started watching a lot of videos thinking, you know, where do I go from here? Is there a better sock? And I started seeing the lifetime warranty of the Darn Tough socks and got a pair of those. And, you know, I'm not really one to recommend products, but I tell you, I have really had success with the Darn Tough socks. I've had these things in some pretty rough situations, and they've been great. So I got just kind of a half length Darn Tough sock. There's something about the thickness to the Darn Tough socks and the quality that seems to last a really long time, and I have been using these a lot. But what I will say is I couple the Darn Tough socks with something that I've seen years ago, and that is the Injinji toe socks. These toe socks have saved me on several occasions. I've used them now for at least 2 years, maybe more. And I just got the Injinji, you know, kind of ankle length socks, and they have been great. They are a good quality, but the biggest thing is I would always get blisters on my toes. That's where I got every blister that I had, on my toes. With the exception of when I tried to go back to a mid-boot hiking boot instead of a low trail runner, then I got some blisters on my Achilles this last trip I went on. But I can say the Injinjis coupled with, well, whatever it is, smart wool or Darn Tough or whatever, these two things together have really cut down to basically nothing of my blister problems in hiking long days. I mean, even when they're wet, just the coupling of these two things, the Injinji with the Darn Tough socks, for me, it may not work for you, but it absolutely ended any blister problems I had. And to me, other than cold and wet together, blisters to me are what makes hiking somewhat uncomfortable when you got blisters and you got that hot spot. So that's typically what I've used. And I can't tell you what brand they are, but they are a thick wool sock that I got. I think they were Alpine brand, I can't remember. But I was in Damascus hiking a section of the Appalachian Trail, and the temperatures were getting really low, and so I went ahead and got a pair of these. They're very thick, and they're basically, I just use them at night. The thickness is really helpful for cold temperatures. But I got these at the trail store. I can't remember the trail store that has Trail Days or Trail Town on the side of it. Got these there and loved them. That night it went down in the teens, and this thick wool, almost like a crochet looking material of the wool, really kept me from getting cold. Now the other thing that I've done, and of recent note, is I have moved to a neoprene sock for at nighttime. These don't fit me. My father used to work at a chicken plant, processing plant, and he was given these years ago to use in the chicken plant because it got so cold in there. And he was a manager there, and he would put these neoprene socks on, and he said they always stayed warm. So he said, hey, try these out. Well, the problem is that he wears about 3 or 4 sizes smaller than me. So I tried them on, I put them on, and yeah, they kept me warm, but my feet felt like they were in a, in a cinch sack. So I thought, well, I'll try to see if I can find something like it. I haven't been able to find anything of this thickness in the neoprene that I was able to get, but it essentially looks like a scuba diving suit with socks. And so that was the thickness of these neoprene that I'm still looking for. I found the neoprene in a lighter weight with my size, and I've been using these neoprene socks have been great. I've actually used these on top of my Darn Tough, and they've kept almost all the moisture out when my ingingy were messed up. So I use those. The other thing I think that I will talk about is my Gaiters. These are just a knockoff brand Gaiters. They're the longer ones that I use typically when it's wet and really going to be rainy. And I use these because I want to protect my socks, essentially. These go all the way around the bottom of my shoe, and I think various people do various things. I haven't used these in a while because I've switched to a rain pants that I really like, and those rain pants keep me warm, and so I typically use the rain pants instead of the Gaiters. I don't know if I mentioned this, but the one thing that I have used several times, but I can't really show you both of them, is because the washing machine monster has taken one of my sock liners. I like these REI brand sock liners. They're a lighter weight, and they're great. They're really tight. They almost feel like a nylon because they're really tight against my feet, and they reduced a lot of blisters most of the time. And I've used these a good bit. Unfortunately, the washing machine has taken one of them, and I am on a mission to find the other one. Anyway, thank y'all for watching As the Crow Flies Hiking. I appreciate you watching this video about socks. I don't know how enthralling socks are, but I think they're very important to hikers. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on As the Crow Flies Hiking.